We are less than 5 weeks away from Donald Trump beginning his second term in the White House, but already the trade war between the US and China has taken a dangerous turn that could have devastating effects on the entire world economy. You see, the US China relationship doesn't just affect these two countries, it affects every nation in the world. And while many Westerners assume China is in a position of weakness, China actually has a secret weapon that could change everything. Now, I know Donald Trump talks a big game. He has made some aggressive claims, boasting that he will come into office and slam China with tariffs that could reach up to 100%. But the US is in an interesting position. On one hand, Republican senators like Marco Rubio, Josh Hawley, and Tom Cotton, all of whom are aggressive China hawks, are threatening to kick China out of the World Trade Organization. But the Republicans, and the United States for that matter, have several conflicts of interest. Just take, for example, one of Trump's closest friends and allies, Elon Musk, who is directly connected to China. Elon has a tremendously close relationship with the Chinese government, as 55% of all Teslas in the world are manufactured in the Shanghai Gigafactory. Tesla needs China to manufacture its cars, but it also needs the Chinese market to buy them, as the country has become the world leader in EV sales. In today's video, we're doing a deep dive into everything you need to know about the upcoming US-China trade war and reveal how China is actually in a much stronger position than you probably think. Let's start today's analysis in Europe, where a recent report from Bloomberg highlights what happens when Western companies try to cut off ties with China. Europe's big battery ambitions are failing, and China is benefiting. This is actually a fascinating story, because Europe wanted to cut off their dependence on Chinese battery technology by building their own factories. Swedish company Northvolt AB emerged as a promising startup and received financial backing from both Volkswagen and BMW. The company was off to an incredible start, receiving $55 billion worth of orders, but then something remarkable happened. In June, BMW canceled a €2 billion order due to quality problems. 3 months later, Northvolt laid off 20% of its workforce, and just last month, the company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection in the US. Fallout is spreading across the region as local European manufacturers struggle to master the technology. The most shocking stat from this story is this: 11 of the planned 16 European-led battery factories have been delayed or canceled. The simple reality is that Chinese companies like CATL and BYD have a years-long technology head start and are selling batteries at unbeatable prices. Once again, let's separate facts from emotion. As much as Europe wants to develop its own battery factories, China supplies 80% of the world's lithium-ion batteries and is home to 6 of the world's 10 largest EV battery makers. This absolutely should be a cautionary tale to US politicians like Rubio and Cotton, who believe the US can easily decouple from China and relocate manufacturing back to the United States. This is why I don't pay attention to the words of politicians who will say anything needed to steer emotions and get votes. When you look at the real world and how businesses are working with China, you'll see how smart companies like Stellantis, the parent company of 14 international car brands, including Chrysler, Dodge, Fiat, and Maserati, just signed a €4.1 billion deal with China's CATL to joint venture an EV battery plant in Spain.